The morning of June 12, 2009, started like any other in the quiet town of Sligo, Ireland. But for one man, it was the beginning of a mysterious and carefully planned disappearance. This man checked into the Sligo City Hotel under the name Peter Bergmann, a name that would soon be associated with one of the strangest unsolved mysteries in recent history. Peter Bergmann wasn't a local. He arrived in Sligo by bus from Derry, Northern Ireland, carrying only a small suitcase and a purple plastic bag. From the moment he set foot in the town, everything he did seemed to have a purpose. His actions were calm, deliberate, and strangely meticulous. For the next few days, Bergmann was seen all around Sligo. He visited the general post office to mail parcels and was captured on security cameras walking through the town. Each time, he carried that purple plastic bag. But something strange was happening. The contents of the bag seemed to change, as if he was gradually getting rid of his belongings. He was seen throwing away items in various trash bins around the town, carefully erasing pieces of his identity bit by bit. On June 15th, Bergmann checked out of the hotel. He now had a black shoulder bag, a plastic bag, and a larger suitcase. He hailed a taxi to Ross's Point, a scenic seaside area known for its beautiful beaches. The taxi driver later recalled that Bergmann seemed polite but distant, as if he had something important on his mind. Once at Ross's Point, Bergmann wandered around, observed by a few locals. He spent time near the water, staring out at the sea. It looked like he was deep in thought. Later, he walked towards the beach, a place where he would soon be found dead. Early the next morning, on June 16, 2009, his body was discovered on Ross's Point Beach by a local man on his morning walk. Bergmann was lying on the sand, face up, dressed in swimming trunks under his clothes. His personal belongings were gone, except for his watch and a small amount of cash. The investigation into Peter Bergmann's death only deepened the mystery. An autopsy showed that he had drowned, but there were no signs of a struggle or foul play. There was nothing to identify him. No wallet, no passport, no ID. It was as if he had purposefully removed any clues about who he really was. The police were stumped. Bergmann's fingerprints didn't match any in their databases, and his dental records were a dead end. The items he had mailed from the post office and his purple plastic bag were never found. It was clear that Bergmann had gone to great lengths to disappear completely. Despite their best efforts, investigators couldn't find out who Peter Bergmann really was. The name was fake, and his methodical disposal of personal items suggested a man with a plan. But what was that plan? Why did he come to Sligo? And why did he want to vanish? Many theories emerged. Some thought Bergmann might have been a spy or someone involved in some secret operation. Others believed he was a man with a terminal illness, looking to end his life in a distant place. But the truth about his actions and his life remained hidden. Over the years, the story of Peter Bergmann has become a source of fascination and speculation. He is a symbol of the unknown, a reminder of how some people go to great lengths to disappear. His story leaves us with only questions and a name that may never have been his. In the days leading up to his disappearance, Peter Bergmann's movements were puzzling. Each day, he left the hotel carrying his purple plastic bag, returning hours later without it. It was clear that he was disposing of its contents methodically. Hotel staff noted that Bergmann seemed quiet and kept to himself. He didn't interact much with others and seemed to be preoccupied with something on his mind. The parcels he mailed from the general post office have never been recovered, adding another layer to the mystery. What was he sending, and to whom? Surveillance footage showed Bergmann walking around the town, sometimes pausing to look around, as if making sure he wasn't being followed. His careful disposal of items in various trash bins suggested he wanted to make sure nothing could be traced back to him. On his last day, June 15th, Bergmann checked out of the hotel, but not before tearing up a note and throwing it away. The note's contents were never fully recovered, adding another piece to the puzzle. He then took a taxi to Ross's Point, where he spent several hours. Witnesses saw him sitting on a bench, staring out at the sea. He seemed deep in thought, perhaps contemplating the final steps of his plan. That evening, he was seen walking towards the beach. His movements were deliberate and unhurried, as if he knew exactly what he was doing. The next morning, his body was found on the beach, and the mystery deepened. Authorities were left with more questions than answers. Who was Peter Bergmann? Why did he choose Sligo to disappear? What was in the parcels he mailed? Why did he go to such lengths to erase his identity? These questions remain unanswered, and the case of Peter Bergmann continues to intrigue and baffle those who hear it.